Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam rasulillah. It's your brother Gabriel Romani in Romania, and a bit of a cloudy day today. This is the city of Baia. Interesting wooden church there. Very loud and busy in the morning. Romanians. One thing I wanted to share. Notice this time, more than the other times that I've come, I've noticed an increase in Christianity, in attendance to church, as well as people. It's noticeable, like people are crossing by the church, they're crossing themselves. People are walking into the church early in the morning and doing their prayers. I looked at, there were some people, they were bowing down and kneeling. So one thing that's positive, and you might be like, what the heck are you talking about this, is that what it means that people have an appetite for faith. And one thing that's negative, and that's compared to, obviously, relatively speaking, to, you have to understand Romania has a deep, dark history with communism, where everything was forbidden. You're not allowed to practice Christianity or anything like that. And now you can find mega churches literally at every corner of the street. Like, I'm talking about mega churches. Like church there was a church right there. There's a church on the other side. You can see the cross on top there. It's a big one as well. And many other more. You can see priests on the street in their full attire with beards. The people are still quite westernized, and they're quite modern in their behavior, but still very conservative. Not a lot of noticeable LGBTQ behavior, which is good. However, as I said, there's a negative to it, a big negative, obviously, as we know. First of all, shirk, the concept of shirk, that is the most negative thing. The other thing is that we're not giving dawah. Now they're giving dawah because they're in their place, obviously. But if you think about it, legally speaking, now Romania is in the European Union. There's freedom of religion. You find a lot of Westerners, a lot of foreigners, a lot of Africans, a lot of Asians, especially in cities that have universities. But also now people have settled here. So it's a more multicultural, a much more multicultural place. This is, just to give you a look, this is typical Orthodox church. Okay, typical, you walk in, you buy a candle, you say a prayer to the icons and so on, and all that, right? Oh, of course, for us, it's idolatry. However, you have to understand, in a modern world where you have this freedom of expression of religion, we have to understand that dawah is very important. People can choose. You don't have to force anyone. You don't have to fight with anyone. You don't have to incite anyone towards hatred or violence towards anyone. None of that, right? Look, another church right there. You don't have to do any of that. What you need to do is just give dawah. People need to understand. Now, when it comes to Romania, no one really thinks of dawah. We have, alhamdulillah, some brothers, mashallah. But again, there's a lot of fear because I don't know why. I mean, legally, there's no problem. Shouldn't be any problem because we are in the European Union. Because we are in a beautiful country with now a more multicultural society. So technically, it shouldn't be any problem. I saw Jehovah's Witnesses everywhere. Now, if you look at the history of Jehovah's Witnesses, they're not from this culture. That's a very, it injected itself into Romanian culture. Romanians are talking about 85 to maybe 90% Orthodox Christians, and about 10, let's say, percent, maybe a bit more Catholic. That's pretty much it. There's nothing other than that. Now the Pentecostals and the Jehovah's and Born Again, all that started recently. I recently saw a guy coming from America looks like he is Romanian, but he is from the United States, kind of like maybe the same background. I don't know if he's born there or what. I'm born here in Romania. So he's been walking on the streets of Romania preaching the gospel, because he says these people are not real believers, they're not real Christians, right? You know how the Christians are, right? They're, oh, he's not a real Christian unless he's speaking in tongues, or he's born by the Spirit, or he experiences God, or whatever that means to them. Of course, a very subjective statement. But bottom line, there is a Christian presence. It's much more than before. The people, especially the older people, are. Youth, not so interested. But I do see the older people coming back to the church more. So I'm still trying to understand it better. The bottom line is, you know, if you're looking at it from a rational perspective of a so-called liberal society, is my point here. A liberal society, meaning you can do whatever you want. So if you can do whatever you want, it's a liberal society, then, well, bottom line, you could also do Islam, right? People, there's nothing wrong with preaching and you know, having Islam. So people need to think, alhamdulillah, we are talking to people in Romanian, we're doing videos and so on, but it'll be important to have a more noticeable Islamic presence in the dawah, in talking to people about Islam. Everyone can make the decision. We're not here to bring back the Ottoman Empire or something like that. That's not the objective. I'm talking strictly from a perspective of discussion, intellectual debate within a country that has laws and obviously has certain regulations. You gotta be smart. The Prophet ﷺ didn't just, you know, bulldoze over Mecca or something like that. Nah. All right. So this is what I would like to reflect. It's a reflection upon, you know, what I've seen in these past few days. Alhamdulillah.